There we go.
Once upon a time, there was a rainy job. He lived happily ever after.
Cordell, how are you, buddy? How's life? I just popped on just like 3 minutes ago. I gotta go talk to a robot that's always drunk. He's gonna give me a quest. Yep, his name's Biv. He's always drunk. There he is. He's always drunk. Come on, you drunk.
Watch out! The coppers are coming. Gotcha! Oh, you should see the look on your face. A good fuzz tends to make everything look like fuzz. I've been fuzzy so long, I tend to think I see things.
You still in the hospital, or did you get to go home yet?
I need a sick as a kid. Pick up a buzzing.
Oh, that sucks. Must be getting bored. Yeah, I know Tiny was telling me that he thought he got sent home too early. He thought he should have stayed in there for a few more days. He wasn't very happy with the... He felt he was rushed in and out with the doctors. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you had a whole bunch of pins in your friggin' foot and everything, eh? How did you hurt your foot anyway? Would you do, fall? I've never broke any bones before.
Around here, or it's just me. I'm awful candy here out of winter. You're covered in sharks, right? If the coppers come, well, don't you worry. I got a special plan for that. And that plan is my overwhelming charm. So, I can expect your company tomorrow, right?
We played a couple days ago. I don't know whenever Tiny wants to play again. I think he beat me last game we played. We played a couple days ago. I think he beat me. Yeah, yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure he beat me. Can't remember. It's usually back and forth. So do I have to go up here? Yeah, I do. Oh, you fell up at McDonald's, eh? Yeah, I've fallen and had a lot of shit happen, but I never broke anything. I hurt my playing hockey. I hurt my knee and tore the ACL and the MCL and had to get probably about a total of 4 knee operations. That sucked. So now I don't play ice hockey or road hockey no more. It's just on the PlayStation. Come on in, dog. Alright, so I gotta go down here. I gotta do a little bounty hunting. Yeah, I know you like the hockey. I know you like the Napanee Raiders and all that. The game that Tiny and I play, they don't have that league, but they have all the OHL teams like Kingston and that. Yeah, you have a good snooze, Cordell. You take care. Yeah, you take care, man. You have a good snooze. We'll talk to you next time you and I are both on here at the same time. You have a good night, buddy. Sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Good old Cordell. He seems like a pretty nice guy. Must suck being in the hospital that long. I'd be pretty bored and pretty lonely. That's for sure. Nobody likes to be bored and nobody likes to be lonely. That's what hospitals are for. Seven minutes. There's my buddy Travis. How are you? I was just before you came on here. Another friend of mine that's in the hospital. He was watching me play this game, Cordell. So how you been? Oh yeah, right on. That's always good. I just had pizza a little while ago, and then I put on my game. I had pizza and poutine. That's what I did. Drinking a little Mountain Dew. Getting pretty close to hitting level 699 in this game. And tomorrow I'll be 700. Was it a good burger? I haven't had a good burger in a while. Should we go for one? Well, not right now. I'm pretty full, but I do like a good burger. Five Guys, we don't got that here. If we do, we'd be in the city. I don't know. Sloppy, eh? Just where I gotta go. Oh yeah, over here.
Attack on hostile target.
Close quarters,
Sultron. Blow up. Yeah, those assaultrons are pretty nasty. That was easy enough. I guess now I gotta go way the hell over here. Yeah, the one guy that came in just before you popped on, he went to bed. That's in the hospital, Cordell. He shattered his foot, and he's been in the hospital for a couple months. Like, just totally shattered it, full of pins. He said they took the cast off today. It was kind of funny because, well, I don't know, not funny, maybe the better word would be ironic or whatever. But my one friend there that you've seen in the video is Tiny, Professor T from the R team. Professor T, Tiny. Well, Tiny went in the hospital a couple weeks ago, and him and Cordell ended up in the same room. Like, so the guy that was on there. So when I was playing about a week ago Fallout, and both of them were in the hospital on their phone watching me and talking to me. They're both in the same room. It's kind of weird, and they both know each other like very well. But then again, small towns, so it's not really that big of a surprise. And they're both those guys are pretty big too. Like as in like they're pretty large. Yeah, it is because it's not like they only have like a couple rooms. It's like a hospital's not like tiny or anything like that. They originally weren't in the same room. Like I think Tiny said it was about 2 or 3 days after Tiny first went in that they ended up putting them in the same room. And then Tiny told me that Cordell was pushing the button all day and all fucking night. Or sorry, all day and a quarter of the night. Just pushing the button. I said, for what? He says, oh, he wanted this or he needed that or he wanted this, he wanted that. He goes, I think what he really wanted was just the nurses to come down so he could talk to them. And then, so they're in the same room like I told you. So then Tiny told me that he woke up around 12 o'clock at night and he was in a lot of pain. And Tiny needed them to come down to the room and adjust his morphine, give him some more morphine in his IV. So he says he's waiting and waiting, and he keeps buzzing him, and the nurses keep telling him that they're busy, they'll be down shortly. And then he says, he goes, he said it was 12, at the very latest 12:30, that he first asked them for them to come down. And he said at 6 in the morning, they still hadn't come down, and he said he'd buzzed them and buzzed them and buzzed them. And he said that a lot of times they weren't even answering. And he said at 6 in the morning he called down, and he said something like, I know you fuckers are getting ready to change shift. And he said something about he wanted to talk to the doctor. He was all mad. He said, I know that you guys, there's no way you could have been busy for 6 hours. I've been up for 6 hours. Everybody's starting to get their breakfast, and I haven't even been to bed, blah, blah. So I said to Tiny, I said, you know why they didn't come down? He goes, what do you mean? I said, it's fucking simple. It's because fucking your roommate, Cordell, was buzzing the nurses all day and a quarter of the night for nothing. You told me that's what he was doing. He didn't even need them. He was buzzing them for nothing. I said, that's why they didn't come down, because they probably thought it was, you know, you buzzing for Cordell. Maybe Cordell's like, hey, can you give them a buzz and tell them you need them, and when they come down, I'll talk to them. I don't know. Bottom line is I think I'm right. They probably didn't come down because, like, that Cordell was abusing the buzzer, man. Like Tiny told me, he just kept on fucking bugging them over and over and over for nothing. So, I don't know what the truth is this, but Tiny said that his nurses were attractive and Cordell's were like old grumpy women, and they were like really, like every time they came down, they're always bitching that Cordell guy. For me, it was four knee operations, not in a row, 4 different times. Sucked. Yeah, it really sucked. I don't like the hospital. And when I was in the hospital, last time I was in the hospital, that would have been about, I don't know, some early 2000s. There was no phones then. So, like, there's nothing to do. You got a TV, but I mean, I wasn't in there just for a day or two either. Like, the one time, the one was over a week. Man, I kept on asking the doctor, man, when can I go home? Yep. Asked for more morphine. So I can go back to sleep. That's about it. Yeah, but then there's other people though, like people that, let's just say you break your back or something. Man, that'd be a long time in the hospital. Laying upside down. Screw that, eh? I have an uncle, he's dead now, but he he had several back surgeries. I was just a kid when it happened, when he had all these back surgeries, but I didn't realize that until I was older. Man, back surgery, you're doing that for a while. And then there's other people, Travis, like when you see those people, I can't help but laugh. It's not funny, but I'm picturing it in a funny way. But you see these people, like sometimes, like they're in a complete body cast, eh? Man, could you imagine spending how much time you've been in the hospital in a body cast? Holy jeez, there's boredom for you. My God. Yeah, that'd kill it. There's the one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but just sometimes. And it's the worst time too. You'd be laying in bed, right? Starting to fall asleep. Get thinking and stuff in your head. And get thinking shitty ways to die, right? Man, sometimes I can really ruin my sleep. One way definitely would, for me, right? And the reason it popped in my head, because I stupidly watched this video. Oh, and I'll never watch it again. There's this guy, he was like one of these people that go through caves, right? But they go through like those small squeezy spaces. There's a special name for them, I don't know. Or these guys, they just explore caves, but they're not like just, but they're always going through tight spaces. And he went down this one hole, and he got stuck in it, and ended up dying, eh? Yeah, but do you know I don't know what you mean, you might, yeah. Man, in that case of that guy, there was like two brothers. The one brother like was with the guy till the end, basically till he died. But right, not just because he died. Like this, my brain, I got thinking. Like I could almost picture myself being in that spot. Oh, not that I do that stuff for fun, but I'm just saying. Oh, what a terrible way to go in my book. Yeah, you probably do. It's a very, very well-known story. It's like, if you ever saw something on YouTube where it'll say 10 most creepy deaths or something like that, I might have watched one of those videos, 10 most creepy deaths or something, and that was on there. Yeah, I agree. It wouldn't be something for me. Being buried alive or stuck in a little hole like that. And the other thing is too, like, my dad, when I was a kid, my dad still does, but when I was a kid, I remember my dad would be watching a lot of these, like, Vietnam movies, right? And I'd be like a kid, and back in those days, you only had so many channels, whatever your parents are watching, you can't go out in your room and watch TV, because you don't have a TV. But anyway, you'd see these guys going through the tunnels, right? And I just totally would think to myself, even as a kid, I couldn't do that, man. Like, cause I'm just thinking of it collapsing. No way, man. There's no way. And of course, that did happen too. Tunnel Rats. Yeah, that was their name. Their nickname. Yeah, those Vietnamese, they were pretty good at freaking that underground tunnel, doing that tunnel shit, and you'd always have the Americans coming in, throwing a grenade. Yeah, well, maybe that's why those like the Vietnamese are so good at it, eh? Because they were pretty small guys, small and slim. So yeah, I'd hate to be the one of the American guys who would have to be the first one to go in and check it out. Man, what a shitty war! I mean, World War II, all wars are shitty, but I mean, we got World War II, and not that there wasn't booby traps in World War II, but Vietnam, my God, that place was just loaded with goddamn booby traps. The movies and stuff that you see, eh? Some of them are pretty fucking cool. I remember in high school seeing, like Full Metal Jacket and shit like that. Man, they were pretty popular. Actually, I think I was in public school when Full Metal Jacket came out, or grade school, I guess you call it grade school, grade 1 to 8. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, it was in grade school. I think it was in grade school, grade 7 or 8, maybe. When that came out. That was a good movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. Like probably in about 10, 15 years. I haven't seen it. I should. That's a good one to for me to put on the list for a movie night. Because that sure is a damn good movie. Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Tiny, just telling him I might thinking maybe about getting a Shutter, get that on my computer so I can watch some pretty good horror flicks on Shutter. And I really like to watch the new creep shows. That'd be really fun. I saw a couple of them online, but they didn't have very many. Man, they were great. Like, at least to me. I thought I'd be really let down. Because I'm so picky of, like, the new stuff. No, this was great. Yeah, I was thinking maybe in the new year, maybe might get it. I looked on their page, and there's a lot of shit I know I wouldn't be interested in, but there's a lot of stuff but there's a few other little programs that I would probably, in my opinion, even out the price for the stuff I don't like. The one thing I didn't see on there, which might change, I don't know, actually, I know they shuffle things up. Wouldn't mind checking out a few new Twilight Zones. There's been none on. I think I saw one. I think it was like maybe one I saw on YouTube. They had why I don't know. Nothing against the guy, but they had a couple. I think it's like 3 Twilight Zones back. They had Forrest Whitaker as the host. Rod Serling, Forrest Whitaker. Does anybody see any problem? I do. And then they had a comedian, I forget his name, he used to be on Mad TV. Jordan Peele, maybe? Awesome comedian. Loved him on Mad TV. But you don't have a fucking comedian, even if he's being straight or not. You don't have the comedian being the host of the Twilight Zone. Yeah. You just don't. You're just not a comedian. You can't. I don't care. It might just, like, even, like, I know he's dead, but even if it was like Robin Williams, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? And I don't care, don't crack one joke. Oh, I didn't know that. All I remember him was Mad TV, and then one day I saw him on the Twilight Zone. Like, what the hell's he doing there? I know that's a big jump, but I don't really watch movies and shit, so I don't know what he's been up to. But he sure was funny. I liked Mad TV. I actually, like when I was younger, you know, Saturday Night Live was the thing. It was good back when, you know, Chris Farley and stuff like that. But then, like it is now, it turned to shit. But I used to enjoy, and during the daytime, they'd have that Mad TV on. It wasn't on at night where I lived. It was always on during the day.
The quicker you recover on missing equipment, the better.
The same thing at Sunny. They are all
Take the breath.
rapidly.
What are you doing, Ward?
Words just out there. Weed. I see you have our missing property. I'm sorry to hear that. I ache.
Yeah, whatever. And in 2 more quests. Good we did. Yeah, I used to really like that.
Ward says our walls and turrets are the leaders out here. I hope he's right.
Yeah, it was pretty. Watched that show pretty faithfully. It's funny. Oh yeah, yeah. I was just talking to Tiny about that the other day. He asked me what was my opinion on the Outer Limits, and I said that you're talking about the old ones and the new ones. And he's like, the color ones. And I was like, they're awesome. And I said, I don't like the black and white ones. I said, did you watch any of the black and white ones? And he's like, no. And I said, well, they weren't on TV for my area when I was a kid, but I watched about maybe 20 of them on YouTube a couple of years ago. There wasn't even one that that really stuck out that I could remember, where there's a whole shit ton of the color ones that stick out and I remember. There was this one color one, I can't remember it. The name was like what it was called on Outer Limits, but there was this. The Robot Boy. I might be getting that mixed up for some reason. I keep thinking of a robot maid that where she takes care of the kids and she gets treated like shit, and then she kind of like turns bad. But that's for the Robot Boy. Remember that. Robot Boy. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the one where that old man has a little boy and he's in an apartment by himself or whatever, and there's like a woman or something that lives in the apartment, comes over and visits him? I think I remember that one. And then the little robot boy, I think, kills somebody. It's like a puppet. He's trying to make the robot like a son, because his real son died in real life. If that's the one. Because I might be getting it mixed up with a Twilight Zone or Tales from the Dark Side. Oh, that's it? That's the one? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I remember that. And the boy had a really strange voice, like a high voice, like Pinocchio sounding voice, a creepy voice. Kind of like the voice, just like a creepy little kid voice, I don't know. Yeah, no doubt you were creeped out as a kid. Yeah, and I used to like those Tales from the Dark Side. George A. Romero wrote a lot of those. Yeah, they were pretty good. I remember you told me you watched a lot of Tales from the Dark Side. Yeah, I used to watch that when I was in grade school. Oh, God, every day I could. That was those type of shows were my bread and butter, and the cool thing was, like, I had 2 sisters, and they didn't like that. The Grither. Just 1 second, I gotta grab a drink. Right back. And if you don't remember the Grither, if I tell you, maybe you'll remember the Grither. It was the best. At Christmas time, the Grither. Let me see. If I didn't see, okay then. If you don't know about the Grither, it's Christmas time, and this like old man, grandpa or whatever, he's gonna tell the grandchildren a story, and he says, he's telling about this thing called the Grither, but you can't say his name. If you say his name, every time you say his name, he's got these great big giant ears, and he'll get closer and closer and closer to your house. And he has like a big, and he's telling the kids that he's got this great big long arm, his hands are like the size of a basketball. And of course, the story's not real. The grandpa's just making it up, right? And he's like scaring the kids and Grither, Grither, Grither. Oh, don't say the name. And then next thing you know, and trust me, they're saying the name too many times. Next thing you know, the Grither shows up and kills Grandpa and Grandma and leaves. Goes back to the North Pole. And the best way to describe the Grither, he's got these like great big giant ears and great big long arms. It's kind of picture like an ugly troll. Yeah, let me look up the name and see if it has a proper name for it. It's called Seasons of Belief. Tales from the Dark Side, Seasons of Belief. It's kind of doing the play off of Krampus.
Boy, can I cross this now? Good. So you're now
But it's a little more nastier than Krampus. Yeah, I was probably maybe grade 6 when I first saw that. It didn't scare me, but I loved it. Man, I loved it. And it stuck with me all the way. That would be my favorite one. There was a lot of them on there that were kind of crappy.
My daddy. I take it
But
your
there were
presents.
some that were pretty good. And that was definitely one.
You serious? Quality replacements. Wiring looks good. Inputs and ports are
I'm trying to think
clean.
of another one.
Well, I guess since my time is precious to me, I can toss you a few more caps.
Well, I don't know.
I'll put in a good word.
That's something that's not on down here anymore. I wouldn't mind if that came back on TV. And definitely want that. Oh, here's one I wanted to ask you last time and I forgot. It was kind of corny, but they did, well, at least in my opinion, they did have some that were really, really good. Did you ever watch Friday the 13th, the series, the TV show, where they were hunting down haunted items, or cursed haunted items that belonged to the devil, and they were like getting them, and then once they got them, they locked them up in a vault? You got that, eh? Yeah, I used to watch that every time it was on. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I missed any of them. I think I watched every one. I like that one where the guy had the glove, the fake preacher, and when he touched you, you could take away whatever disease you had, but then he'd start getting it, so then he'd have to touch somebody else with the glove, and then the other person would get the disease of what he took away. That was good.
There's gotta be some better loot around.
Another one where you throw bodies in like a wood chipper or whatever, and then out comes money. And then the last person that got thrown in wasn't even worth anything, and all that came out was just like blood and guts because he wasn't even worth a dime. The machine didn't even spit out a quarter. Yeah, they had some really good ones. There were some that were crappy. like any show. I remember lots of times I'd watch one and be like, man, this is terrible. But there was other ones that I was like, man, this is awesome.
Good day!
To be honest with you, I don't remember. Maybe it was, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I used to watch that quite a bit though. They used to have some pretty unique items for the haunted antiques that they were going after. I forget the guy's name that sold his soul to the devil or whatever. The guy that originally owned the antique store, Uncle something. I don't remember. Ryan is the guy. I forget the old man's name. The girl I forget, but I remember her name because when they show you their names, right? The actors' names at the beginning or ending or whatever. I never forgot her first name because I never saw that for a girl before. Her first name was Toby, I think it was, like Toby. Uh, yeah, I love those little when they have a whole bunch of stories. Yeah, there's a 1970-ish movie, I forget the date, 75 or 76. Has Joan Collins in it when she was like super hot. Tales from the Crypt. And it has like all these little mini stories and they all lead into one. That's a good one. The one that she's in is where like the maniac Santa Claus. 80s and 90s, man, that's where the best ones came from. They had that one where this guy was a hitchhiker. Not the Hitchhiker show, but there was this guy that was like a creepy looking hitchhiker. You'd pick him up and he'd tell you like 3 stories, and at the end, whoever's giving them the ride, like, they end up going to hell, and they're already dead and they don't know. That one was good. Yeah, I love those. They have like 3-4 little mini stories, and if they can lead all the stories into one, it makes it even better. And there's this other one that was from the 80s, where this girl was in 3 of them, and she plays everybody. But she doesn't look like her. They got her really done up well. It's like an 80s one. And she's actually kind of good looking for, you know, for the time there. I just remember the one where she's sleeping around on her husband. Her husband's like this really dirt old rich guy, and at the end she wants his money and all that, and she finds out that the will's inside his this whatever she needs is inside the watch, like this, and he's buried. So they got to go dig him up. And then when they go down to dig him up, there's like all these giant rats, and they end up killing her and her lover. I forget the name of it though. There's just so many of those type of ones I've seen, they all start mixing together. No, the ones I'm talking, sorry, I didn't see that. All the ones I'm talking about are movies. I don't know any TV shows that are like that. Let me just check here. Oh, Blackberry Lodge. There was one Twilight Zone that I thought was pretty good. It might have been even the Forrest Whitaker one or the Peel dude. But this guy was a comedian and he stole people's jokes. And this one guy had one of like this amazing, super awesome joke. And this guy stole it off him, and then he became really famous because of the joke. And the other guy, like at the end, he loses it and he kills him. And then the comedian goes to hell. He doesn't realize he's in hell right away. And then he's like backstage, and it's like a theater. Everybody's running around, moving. It's really busy. And the one guy appears to be like his new agent. He's like, "I got you booked 7 nights a week, 7 days a week, blah blah, going on and on." The other guy's confused because he doesn't know he's dead. He's like, "What's going on?" So anyway, he gets rushed out on the stage, and there's all these like people, and they all look like kind of dead people and zombies and shit. And then he starts telling jokes, and nobody's laughing. They're all like, "Why don't you tell us about the time you kicked your mother out of didn't pay for your mother's heating, and she died of pneumonia because you wanted to keep the money so you could go to Barbados with your girlfriend." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he'd start goes, "My mom was getting old anyway, she was gonna die." And then the crowd would start do a little bit of laughing. And then he'd go back to telling jokes and they'd boo. So eventually they'd get him to tell about all the bad things he's done in life. And everything's like embarrassingly bad. He doesn't even want to tell it. And that's what he's got to do for eternity, is he doesn't get to go up on stage and tell jokes. He has to go up on stage and tell how horrible he's been for 6 shows a night, 7 days a week for eternity. That was a good one. And that was one of the newer ones. I think that was the only one I got to saw on YouTube, because there was nothing else. Everything else was like 2 minutes. Yeah, I sure like those type of shows.
So many pumpkins to carve.
I don't remember that monster.
You there. Kindly fetch me.
Let me look that up. Oh, yeah.
Things like these.
That's something I'd watch.
Carving for.
72 episodes over 3 seasons. 24 episodes per season. That's a lot
Can't
of,
hold the pumpkin house without more pumpkins.
yeah, no doubt. That sounds like a lot of hours. Yeah, I really like that stuff, man. And trust me, I'm more into God than I am the devil, but I really get a kick out of movies when people go to hell. It just creeps me out. That's one of the reasons why you like horror movies. There's a certain thing that it does for certain people, and that's why we like it. And a lot of horror movies don't do it for me, but I enjoy them. But if you go to hell or something like that, sometimes it bums me out. And things in the water, man, because you're so fucking helpless in the water. There's this one I saw, Travis. I don't know if it was one of those short horror on YouTube or it was part of a trilogy. I don't know, but there was these people in an elevator. you know this, if you've heard, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know. There's these people in an elevator, and one of them's the devil, and all these things are happening in the elevator. They're all trapped in it. All these horrible things are happening in the
You
elevator,
there.
and at the end, only one walks out,
As usual, many
and it's the
thanks
devil.
for your service.
But the person that's the devil is the person that you wouldn't expect, the least one you expect, of course, and that was the devil. I didn't think it was the devil until it was pretty close to where it was getting obvious. But at the beginning, I was definitely, that was not the devil, but it was. That was a good one. Another one with a guy that was the devil, Jeff Goldblum in Frost or Mr. Frost. That's an old movie. That's one of his earlier ones. This guy, my friend, one of my friends' dad, he was really into movies big time, hardcore. He wanted me to watch it with him and drink some Toby beer with him. I was like, alright, and I was not looking forward to it because I thought it was going to be boring, and it was awesome. It's like, you know Jeff Goldblum? And I'm like, no. I didn't know him then. This was way before The Fly. He's like, well, you're going to know him after this. He's like, he's an excellent actor, blah, blah, blah. He's like, this is one of those movies that you'd like, trust me, and got watching it, and I was like, holy fuck. It's like those mind twister. Yeah, and when you watch it too, you, man, is he ever young? It's actually on YouTube. I remember about a year ago, I looked it up and it was on YouTube. I'm sure it'd still be on there if you were get bored. Watch a few minutes of that. Oh, and another one. Here's another weird fucking one, man. I didn't see it anywhere else except for on YouTube. I was looking around and it happened to be in my feed. So I watched it. This is a long time ago. It's called Pin, as in P-I-N. Have you ever heard of Pin, the movie? It's like this. It's like this. It's like when the doctor has one of those. It's like the doctor has like one of those like bodies in his room, not like the skeleton, the one that has like everything attached, like a human body, almost like a mannequin, but you can move it and shit. Not see the insides or nothing, but it has no hair or nothing. Well, if you ever get a chance to watch that, watch that. That is fucked right up. It is fucked. It is like definitely in my top 25, man. It's like a movie that slipped right in there. It's like it's just so weird. It's like I don't even want to tell you too much because it'd ruin it, but it's surreal. It's so fucked up. It's like weird, creepy. I don't know. Yeah. It's like, see, I never seen a doctor with one because I guess that would be before my day, but it's kind of like something they had in this 60s and 50s and the 40s. It was like this like dummy the doctors would have, and it didn't like show the guts or nothing. It was just like almost like a mannequin, but it wasn't. And speaking of mannequins, there's a Twilight Zone I really like. There's this chick. She's going out shopping, having a great time. She goes to the mall because she wants to get something replaced. They tell her to go to the 4th floor or something. She goes to the 4th floor. She's realizing that something's weird. Then she starts noticing that the mannequins are moving around and looking at her. And she's freaking out. To make a long story short, they end up telling her to calm down. And they give her trouble because she's like a couple days late, and they said, you've been gone a couple days longer than you're supposed to be, and you forget who you are, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? And then the one leader of the mannequin says, Everybody has their turn to go out and be a regular person, blah blah blah, and everybody has to come back. You're like a couple days late, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm starting to remember now. I'm sorry." And then next thing you know, you see her in the store posed, waiting for her turn to get her turn again. What a fucking weird one that one was. Yeah, mannequins, they're always great for a horror movie or something to do with spookiness. Tourist trap. I think so. That sounds extremely familiar. Tourist trap. Tourist trap. I think I've seen that, and I think I've seen that recently. I think I've seen it on Netflix. Not sure. Yeah, the American Netflix versus Canadian Netflix due to copyright issues and all that shit. It's, excuse me, it's brutal.
Ah, you've returned.
Like Bob would be telling me about all this. You gotta watch this, don't have it. Gotta watch that, don't have it. Gotta watch this, don't have it. I thought you said you have Netflix in Canada. We do, but we don't have all that shit. Oh, that must suck. You're fucking right, it does. Because I went online and I looked a long time ago. Your Netflix programs versus ours. Shit. What a bunch of shit. House of Wax 2006. I think I just remember the old one. I don't remember seeing the new one. Am I all done? My gals? Yeah. Okay, then I did. Is she on a boat? Is she on a boat by any chance in that movie? I think I seen it. God. I think I seen it with Tiny. Or might have been over at his place. I think we were watching a bunch of fucking Rob Zombie stuff. I think we end up watching that one at some point. No? Why am I thinking of her on a boat? I don't know. But I'm sure I think I might have seen the 2006 with her. I think I might have just seen it just because she was kind of popular there back then. And I think I'm pretty sure he's seen that. With Tiny. Oh no, I have to ask him.
But I interest you in a block of country.
Yeah, he's not a very good guy to watch a movie with. See, like when I watch a movie, I'm not there to fucking talk. I'm there to watch the movie. But Tiny's the type of guy who can be sitting beside you and start talking about. Yeah, and then when I was, did I tell you about the time the guy that won the hockey pool when I was in grade 7? Well, why are you fucking telling me now? I don't want to hear it now. Oh, David Lynch. Fuck yeah. That is one fucked up dude. I have a friend that is so into him. Like really, really into David Lynch. Yeah, he's a madman. He's definitely a madman. Talented madman. Most madmen are talented. Yeah, I got some. What the hell's that fucking movie, man? You would know it. Might even have Highway to Hell, maybe, where there's like the cop has handcuffs, and the handcuffs are like hands, so they, and the cop has like glass and he's bald, and Guy's going back into the mill to get his girlfriend back. You ever see that one? I know I could remember that. I could take that into Google and find out what the hell that's called. Yeah, the cops had like handcuffs, and they're actually like hands on a chain. No, 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 hold on. It's crazy. I think it's from the 80s. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's the guy. Highway to Hell. Yeah, Highway to Hell. Let's see what year that came out. 1991. Has Chad Lowe in it. Chad Lowe. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That's right up there with those fun movies to watch. Fun horror movie. That's another one that's pretty easy to find on YouTube.
I like bubblegum.
You like bubblegum? Yeah, you have a good one, buddy. We'll talk to you next time, man. Take care. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to being done here anyway. I'm playing for an hour and almost 5 minutes. We've had lots of people pop in tonight.
Let's play!
Almost time to level up. Yeah, that Travis seems like a pretty nice guy. B635. Well, maybe we'll call it a night. Alright. Well, that's the end till tomorrow. Good night.